and welcome to the training video series for the Resideo AirCycle Business Development Program. My name is John, and I'm joined today by Dr. Jeff Stamp, data scientist and HVAC enthusiast, and a trainer for the AirCycle program. Now, Dr. Stamp is going to help explain what the AirCycle program is, why it's different than any other IAQ training you've experienced before, and what you can expect to get out of the program. So let's dig in and learn more. Welcome, Dr. Stamp.
Thanks for having me.
Now let's first talk about how HVAC pros should be thinking about and framing the IAQ conversation.
That's a great place to start because indoor air quality has been a part of the HVAC industry for a very long time. And I often get asked, what could possibly be new in this category?
Sure.
Well, you know, when we think about indoor air quality, we're always thinking about the 5 big adversaries: dust, dander, pollen, smoke, and mold. And when you talk about those factors, it usually results in a conversation around the health and how it affects the humans in the house.
Certainly.
But you know, when your AC or furnace is not working, you're thinking, hey, can you fix that first and not have a conversation about something that isn't that?
Yeah.
And so it's felt like a bait and switch, and a lot of homeowners said, I'm not interested in that conversation.
Sure.
So what we went back to is said, HVAC is all about controlling temperature and relative humidity. And so the control conversation, reframing IAQ is about controlling IAQ, was a much easier conversation to have with homeowners.
So now, as a consumer, I rarely think about IAQ. And in reality, I probably should be thinking about it year-round. So can you explain why that's important?
Well, to most of us, we only recognize the environment when it's changing. And so those 2 big times of the year, in the spring, when the sun comes out and the seasons change,
Right.
you're thinking about your indoor air quality. Also in the fall, when it gets time for fall to winter, we're getting our furnace turned on, we see the change, we think about change.
Sure.
But you know, every day we're living in our houses, we're cleaning and cooking, having parties. You're creating another environment in your home, and so every day is an IAQ measurement day.
That makes perfect sense. Now, a big part of the AirCycle program message is using data to change the IAQ conversation from health to control. Now, with homeowners, why is it important to talk about data in relationship to reframing that IAQ conversation?
Well, John, you've got a smartphone, right?
I do.
I mean, everybody's got a smartphone today, and we use it to get data fed to us all the time. How many steps did I walk each day? When will our restaurants be open? How far is it to the airport? Every day we use data to inform the decisions of what we're going to do next. But yet when we go into a home and say, well, the humidity is high today, that
Right.
must mean you're going to have mold, it sounds like we're guessing. And when we're guessing, a homeowner is not really interested in what you have to say because
Sure.
their first concern is, how bad is it and what do I do about it?
Right.
So we wanted to give technicians a monitor so they could actually collect data that was easier to enter a conversation around what we find and what we can do about it.
Certainly. And because you're pinpointing then the issues rather than broad brushing, it's like, look, here's the data and this is what's going on and here's what we can do to help. Because it's really based around trust.
And data actually helps you start a conversation rather than simply trying to wedge yourself into a conversation.
Absolutely. So now a key part of the AirCycle program is the full day in-person training class. Talk us through how those classes go and what folks can expect to get out of them.
Well, this is a different type of training program. You know, it's not going to be where you sit down and you open up your notebook and you start at chapter 1 and
Right.
how do you feel today, right?
Yes.
How you feel, right? This is a class that's really around skill development. How do you measure indoor air quality? How would you analyze the report that the monitor actually puts out? And then more importantly, how will you share this information to a homeowner so it doesn't sound salesy? When you share data, it becomes that story. And so to do that, you have to practice. So the class is very experiential, there's a lot of conversation, and we get to practice how we're going to actually talk about these reports. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sounds like it. So now who should attend the AirCycle training program? What kinds of roles and job titles are going to get the most benefit out of it?
You know, there are 3 good technician roles that really fit well with the AirCycle program. For comfort consultants that are going out and speccing new ACs or furnaces, sizing equipment, they're spending a couple of hours in a home. And when you've got at least 30 minutes in a home, you can plug in the monitor and you can collect some data. So that's a good place to get started. Also for service and maintenance or install techs that are actually fixing broken equipment, often if the AC or furnace is off, you want to get that data of what a home is like before you fix it because it finds a way to get a comparison of before and after what you've installed. And then for annual service maintenance agreement techs that are out when the seasons do change to put new furnace filters in, it's a great time to collect data in a home to see how the home is changing. Again, if you've got 30 minutes, plug it in, collect some data.
It's all about that opportunity. When it presents itself, you take advantage of it, and again, you continue to build that great relationship with the homeowners.
And data's like a story. It tells you what's going on in a home and what's likely to change.
Yeah. So now I understand that you've already received a lot of rave reviews from HVAC pros who have attended the AirCycle program training. So can you share some of the feedback with us?
Because this was focused on a skill-based training and because we practice, the technicians leave the training super excited to get started. We've actually had technicians that have left the training on the very first day, plug in the monitor, run a report, and sell IAQ equipment. Very first day.
That's amazing. So now one last question, Dr. Stamp. Where can folks go to learn more about the AirCycle program and also find a training near them?
Yeah, that's super easy. All you have to do is talk to your Resideo sales representative, and they can help you get online, buy the monitors you need for your team, understand how you're going to get your equipment and get started and get ready for the class, and then also where will a class be coming to a city near you.
Great. Well, we sure covered a lot of ground, and time flies when you're having fun, right, Dr. Stamp?
Absolutely.
Right. I mean, HVAC, IAQ.
Data.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a party, people. So let's quickly recap what we covered today. First, we talked about a complete reframe of the IAQ conversation from health to control and why that story will resonate more strongly with homeowners. Then we talked about using data to reinforce that story of control and how we can use data to empower the homeowner to make more informed decisions about their indoor environment. Next, we talked about why IAQ should be a year-round focus for you and your business. And finally, we covered what you can expect from the Resideo AirCycle program training and where to go to find a training near you. So thanks for joining us.
Hey, great.